Why hello there, my decontamination specialists. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Volcanea, Episode 21, Degermed Slime. So I'm grabbing the diamond so that I can build temp shift plates when the time comes to tap the AATN, because the temp shift plates will help to equalize the temperature around the AATN, allowing it to chill the area faster. I'm not in a position to utilize the ATN just yet, but, you know, eventually it will be time. And that will allow me to refine metal and carbon and glass and oil and to have something to do with the heat. But all I have to do if I want to trigger the ATN is flip this switch and it will start producing cold. And it's already dropped like 10 degrees Celsius in there. So, it works. Doing a hydrogen lock around the ATN? Probably. If I did that, I'd probably need petroleum. Luckily, I do have access to petroleum down here. In order to deal with that. Because the freezing temperature of crude oil is negative 40. But the freezing temperature of petroleum is negative 57. So what I could do is I could set my temperature sensor to like negative 40. So that the petroleum never freezes and becomes a solid. So, this set to like negative, 40 Celsius. That way it turns off before the petroleum liquid lock ever gets messed up. Because probably the best gas to put around the AATN will be hydrogen. If I do want to add extra Weezeworts in there. Because that's a really good thing to do later on, is to have have a room that makes cold through Weezeworts and the AATN so that you can use that as a heat sink. Eventual project, right? Alright, let's keep filling in this. Oh, and what is going on? Oh, that's weird. It was not darkened, which was like it was accepting liquids, but it wasn't accepting liquids, so that's super confusing. All right. We are mop time now. I'm going to disable this. Sweep the remaining water out of there so that there's no latent germs left. And then flick this switch and we'll be good to go. Obviously, this needs to be done soon because eventually our toilets, showers, sinks, and farm will run out of water if it's not fast. I don't like any of these dupes, so Drucklet egg. Not that I need more yet, but high, I guess. Alright, who's the oldest? 22, 13, 8. Maybe the recently sheared. You. And make some room for one of the glossies. So I'm almost ready for the liquid lock. Oh, we got a Buddy Bud and Diamond, of course. So the Buddy Bud came from here. And then plenty of Diamond. So that's exciting. Where are you going with that water? Oh, God, into the water cooler? That's not great. Okay. Well, at least it's finite. An unintended consequence of having a water cooler. What happens if I deconstruct it? Maybe I'll deconstruct it and then put it back so that we don't have, like, poisoned water. Alright, so all the water is out of here. Yes? Materials, liquid. Yeah, there's no water here at all. So we are good to go. Putting the water back. Which means we are gonna snip this. Because we are gonna have room to put the tanks back. And although you don't really see any water here because we're pumping it so quickly, it is germ-free. So now I have proper water filtration, which hopefully is foolproof. And that also means that we can do a liquid lock here. Once all of the... Okay, I think all of the bottle water that is... could be sick-inducing has been swept up. I don't know if there's a good way for me to see that, though. Do you guys know? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that there's no, like, free-floating bottles of water anywhere. Because if there is, it's not... It's something I don't, you know, want to... Okay, I think... Yeah. Because if I sort by water, that's not helpful. Because... Is clean water being looped through the filtration system? It is now, yeah. So I'm going to want to snip that as well. Right there. Good point. Now, it's not to say that all the current water in these pipes is necessarily clean. They might not be. Does bottles of water show on the liquid overlay? No. Because, right, these bottles are technically liquid and they're not showing up. I mean, they're sort of showing up, but not really. I'm going to assume I don't really have any more bottled water anywhere. I hope. So let's go liquid, water, auto bottle 9, and get a water lock there so I can get my chlorine room going. So the first puddle that I want to get rid of is this one, because this one is obviously in the way. So the pipe is connected, and the pump is on. And then, yeah, I should put the water cooler back in the dining room now that we have clean water, I hope. So that this is a great hall again, because right now it's not. It's missing a recreation building. And now it's great hall. Always good for morale. And then the water in here is clean. Good. I also got a buddy bud here for floral scent. So that I have a buffer for slime lung if it's floating around. Because that's the first buddy bud I got. Checking the heat pocket. Yeah, you can see the heat. Some of the heat is still, like, in the sandstone, and that has a really high specific heat, but most of that heat pocket's been dealt with. I might want another another Wheezewort here because that hydrogen generator is producing a little bit of heat. But this is far enough removed away from the center of the base that it's not necessarily urgent. It's not going to hurt farms or anything for a while. It would take many, many, many cycles for that to be an issue. Water lock is coming. Maybe one more ship into water and we'll have a lock. And then I'll be able to dig this out and make it high pressure carbon dioxide. Probably using a high pressure gas vent. Yeah, so one more shipment after that. Alright, so you can start to see the water coming in. It looks a little weird because it's thin. But it's dumping. I'm gonna stop tracking water. Just kind of weird. Okay, water lock is good. Oops. And yeah, they stopped. So the idea that I have is I'm going to just send this chlorine gas. I'll just use a regular gas valve because it really doesn't need to be high tech. Chlorine gas into this here to pressurize the area above 2K. Probably well above 2K, just so that there's no issues, like, you know, 5K or something like that. Shut the valve down, and then that's somewhere to store slime, which won't be a problem, because it won't be able to outgas anywhere. And germs will be killed. And I'm going to remove access to this slime as well. Because it's not behind like a suit dock or anything. So it runs some risk. So I think what I will do is treat this as my lock for going up temporarily. So I'm just like blocking, capping access. So everyone will have to go through this suit dock. So now nothing up here can be reached. This is all hypothetically unreachable. So like if I sweep it, you can see unreachable. So this becomes essentially my lock. And you can see that I already am starting to get chlorine in there from the valve. So let's untap that. I'll put a storage bin in there for the slime. We'll just wait until that becomes nice, high pressure. So this will be sweep only. Organic slime. Set that to 9 so it goes nowhere else. And that's nice and pressurized. Good slime storage area. So could someone please turn off this flow control? Actually, you know what? I could also just snip. I'm so not used to having snip tools because they didn't exist last time I played. Yoink. All right, so we got 5.k of slime there, or of chlorine. So there's really no threat of that being an issue. So then over here, we can do just like a ladder, and taking a look at my like travel shaft, I'm going to want to remove the slime sort of in this area. And I'm going to have it be wider so that there's kind of like an air gap. It's probably a bad place for the signal switch, but they'll be able to catch the ladder anyway. Now, if I really wanted to be oversafe, I would put like ore scrubbers here, but I don't think that there's no reason anyone should grab slime from this spot and run it back to the base. But the other thing that might be good is sinks and whatnot, because these suits are going to get... Actually, I might want to put those in now. The one thing I didn't account for is the suits are going to get really slimy. So I'm going to move the suit dock before I do any more of this, so that I can put some sinks in to prevent the suits from getting germy. That would be good. Something I had overlooked. Now, what's weird is I have fresh water pumping here, but this isn't the fresh water I want connected to it. It's kind of awkward. We'll checkpoint and then suit docks. 1, 2, 3. Gotta fix the power as well. And then we're going to want the suits, you know, delivered. I'm going to disable the suit dock for now because the dupes aren't allowed to go anywhere dangerous yet. Because I cut off access up there. How do I want to do the plumbing? So the plumbing is going to be really weird looking. Because I'm going to have like... Oh, you know what? I could run the plumbing this way, too. Yeah, I could do that. Oh, no one can reach this spot, though. That's unreachable. I could reverse these pipes once this is pumped out. But the sewer lines, that I can already place. Bad at making straight lines. So this is the sewer line. Wow. There we go. So at least that I can already get down. I think temporarily I can just have these sinks fed by this puddle. And then eventually I'm going to want to reverse the course of those pipes to be fed by my water pump, not dumped to the water pump. Which means just snipping it here, you know? Pretty simple fix. If I'm doing this, maybe this is becoming slightly more permanent. So, try to make it look nicer. So I'm going to stop the pump for now. Just to hide the piping behind, you know, blocks and out of the way. It's not floating in the air. Because it's going to be less temporary. All because you guys wanted me to deal with some slime. So then, once I get up to this spot, I'll put a ladder here, and I'll have to filter this polluted water. There still seems to be a spot for the water. The other thing is, if I'm getting a lot of water, I can always move my liquid element sensor, like up here, much higher, like right there, maybe? So we fill the water up to this line instead. Ideally, I'd want the water lower than the pitcher pump, so that when dupes come in to pump water, they don't get wet. Keeping them a little bit happier, but whatever. Alright, sewer line is done, just about. The alternative path is done. Wait, what are you destroying there? Only the gas bridge? Because I don't want you to destroy the chlorine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, don't want to leak chlorine in the base. This will allow me to put another suit dock here. Might as well have a fourth, you know, just so that more dupes can travel around. So let's print up another Atmos suit. Get a fourth dock. Why don't I use a simpler hydro sensor? I don't know what you're referring to at all. So these sinks are still have empty pipe. That's fine because it's full now. Get the suit delivered, and then once the suit's delivered and the sinks now have water, we are all set to start to do the dig. Sweet. I'm gonna move the signal switch. Oh, I get what you mean. I mean, this is working, so I don't really care. Now I understand the hydro sensor. But it's already built and functional, so I'm just going to leave it as is. Checking the temps. Yep. I mean, the sandstone's not really changing, but that hot pocket, call it hot pocket, that hot pocket has mostly been resolved. Them tiles be cozy warm? Yeah, like an easy bake oven. Instead of tickle toesies, it's toasty toesies. All right, that ladder's all set, so let's go. Operation Slime Removal is underway. Oh, suit dock. Duh. Alright, put a suit on. There we go. Oh yeah, this is also pretty pressurized oxygen because I broke down the suit docks. So we're popping our eardrums here, but as I dig into this void, it will become lower pressure, so it's ultimately not going to be much of a problem. And this is another reason to keep that liquid lock intact, even though it's getting people cold, or wet rather, because now we're outgassing slime. Well, let's see if it works. So I'm going to start sweeping it. And the slime should be stored in the storage bin and neutralized. The other thing I might want is a deodorizer to deal with the polluted oxygen that is inevitably going to be generated. But what okay, there we go. Dragon marked is actually moving the slime. Boop, slime gets in. And germs go bye-bye very, very, very fast. I know the overlay's covering it, but they're dropping by 10,000 a second or something. And then we clean our suits. There is a little bit of slime lung on there. I don't know how that happened. Maybe the sinks were used up. There are too many sinks in usage at once. That'd be my guess. But it's mostly containing the slime lung, and that's kind of what matters. And then ad hoc, I can disinfect. In pure oxygen, slime lung will die eventually. So I don't really need to worry about little bits of slime lung in the atmo, because they'll die on their own. And then, yep, the slime in here now has almost 0 germs. Suit dock to be flush with the ceiling? No. What do you mean? I mean, they're not going to fly past it, if that's what you mean. This might be a better spot for the buddy bud, however, because I am not really processing, I'm not really processing slime down here. So I'm going to move my buddy bud up here to kill off the slime, or essentially to release, you know, the floral germs, to kill off the slime germs. Yeah, suit docks aren't airtight. They're just a checkpoint, saying like, kind of like, you know, construction sites saying beyond this point you have to wear a construction hat. That's all they are. They're not magical and have any magical properties where they stop air or something like that. Ooh, gold amalgam. Yes, please. Bring me the flower pot. So there is a case where, like, both sinks are busy, and it will cause someone to put a polluted suit back. But, you know, I'm not putting 4 sinks in there. I'm lazy. Another good piece of news is I will be getting a decent amount of gold amalgam from all of the slime processing, which is a pretty good metal to have. Alright, buddy. Let's get the buddy button here to floral kill. And then the deodorizer's working full time. And I will just keep sweeping. But yeah, the slime in here is absolutely killed off. So if I wanted to turn this slime into algae, I could. Because there's really no risk of that slime anymore. So that would be the algae distiller. I'm not planning on doing algae distilling, because I already have an electrolyzer. So I don't need algae distillation. I'm just mentioning that it's like something I could do if I wanted to. Or if, rather, you guys voted on. Do deconstructed resources bring all resources or just a portion of them? It brings back all of them. Oh, you are slimy. Yeah, so these are some cases where slime lung will bleed in to the base because I don't have, like, enough sinks. But I'm willing to take the risk just for speed. There's a wall with slime lung. The other thing is, if I take a look at gas, my base has no polluted oxygen anywhere. Has little bits of carbon dioxide, which is the black stuff. The closest polluted oxygen is all the way down here. So because I don't really have any polluted oxygen, it means I'm really not that much of a risk of, like, slime lung going around all over the base. Because it'll die off on its own. The other thing I could do is just undock 2 of these suits, and then, you know, I wouldn't have that problem. But I'd rather just go fast. So we'll dig up to here, and then I will drop a pump in here so that this water doesn't gush everywhere. O2 buffer tanks are empty? Yeah, I know. They've kind of constantly been empty because hydrogen fills up, but we're now storing hydrogen elsewhere, so it will hit an equilibrium, and if it doesn't, I'll manage it. Another really nice thing is actually the added oxygen that I released up here, causing overpressure, preventing the slime from actually outgassing anyway. It's a nice little added benefit. And realistically, I don't really need to sweep everything. I just need to sweep the slime. So I'll add it to my resource bar so that I can very easily tag it and set it to 9s anytime there's slime. You're idle, huh? Alright, let's Oh man, I just had a lot of stuff just hatch. Is there other Drekos? Oh yeah, there's one. We live in a zoo. So we have some slime lung stuff here. The slime lung is dying off, but I'll spray the... We have a few storage containers that got germy, thimbleweed, and whatever else was in there. Clay. Gonna plop a deodorizer up there. Trying to clean all the gas so the slime lung dies off. Because eventually, I want this plastic ladder to go clear up, all the way basically to space, if possible. It kind of runs, maybe it runs very close to this nullifier, So I might have to reroute it a little bit, but we'll see. Oh, and there's another buddy bud I'll be able to snag. Making pretty good progress going through this slime, I think. I'll drop this liquid into the into this pond. And then if I hit more than 20 tons of slime, I'll need a new storage for it. We're getting a whole lot of it. So here you can see the floral scent is dominating the slime. Some people are skipping the sink. I can always force them to go through this sink. Yeah, actually, there's a lot of them skipping the sink. I don't think the risk is high enough for me to undock 2 suits to make sure the sinks are never overused. I'd rather just get this project done quick. So how's my water tanks? Pretty good. I like how the sensor is just like hydrophobic or something. But there's a good amount of room in the reservoir. Germs are all killed. There's good amount of room in the filtration tanks. This tank, however, not so much, but that tank's taken 2 inputs. It's taken input from this puddle, so that's not going to be a problem for forever. All right. It's only really the clay germs. The thimbleweed seed have like 5 germs. If I really cared what it could do, I don't know how much clay I have, but if that's all the clay I have, I could also stick it in a box next to the slime. I can always check. Clay... Yeah, it's, I think, all the clay the base has for the most part. So if you wanted to make sure that it definitely got cleared up, you could create a clay sweep-only box and a thimbleweed sweep-only seed box and force it into the chlorine, kill it off, and then once it's killed, put it back into the base. Ranch, doctor supply, research ranch, shootware, operate. Okay, yep, nope. Now, some of the slime, because we've dug out enough of an area around here, some of the slime here is no longer overpressured, and it is outgassing. So I'm going to want to sweep that up soon. But we almost have the deodorizer plugged in to start cleaning the polluted oxygen so that the slime lung in the air dies off, because that's also a concern. The floral scent, because I only have a limited amount of buddy buds, can only do so much. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Volcanea, which originally streamed live on Twitch July 6th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that my live viewers are the ones who propose projects and vote on them, determining what I build. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine and participate, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule, countdown timers to upcoming streams, and a link to Twitch. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in the next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow duplicants,